Everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. So today we're going to talk about digital engagement. What I mean by that is that your customer may not have access to the Salesforce yet, right? But you still want them to create a case, or in other words, you want them to give an opportunity so that they can create a case, right? So you can do that in a pretty simple way. So we have something called case to web, where what you're going to do is that you're going to enable that feature and helps your customer to log into your website and then type in the description and the person who want and then submit a case, right? Simple as that, right? Because most of the times your customer may not have access to the Salesforce, right? Another way you can do that is by email, right? They send you an email, so the email get linked and the case get created, right? So what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you the setup of web to case, and then I'm going to tell you how you can go ahead and configure your email stuff. I'm not going to do the email hands-on, but I'm going to walk you through some of the steps so that you can get started if your organization is interested to configure and go into that route, right? The first thing first, you need to log into your org. So this is our org. So I've logged into the developer org, so you can always log into your free org, but please make sure that do not try this in your customer sandbox if this is the first time you're trying it, right? But by all means, if you know what you're doing, and if you wanted to configure on customer org or sandbox, right, customer sandbox, then yeah, please feel free to do that. But if you're a beginner who do not have understanding about how the web to case works, or you wanted to try out, right, for whatever reason, right, then please do not try that on the customer sandbox. Okay, cool. Right, so I logged into my org. So the first thing first, I need to go to the setup here, right? So the way to go to setup, so you go to this gecko icon here and go to setup here, and it will take you to something like this, right? And then we're going to type web to case. So just type web, right? So it will give you all these options here. We're not interested in Cisco WebEx. We're not interested in web to lead. We're interested in web to case and web to case HTML generator, right? So when you need to go to web to case first, and when you go here, right, so you will see something similar since I've enabled it, so that's why you will see something different option. So let's disable it, right? Let's start from the beginning. Okay, we'll go to web to case. You will see something like this, right, when you come for the first time. So you need to enable it, right? And require reCAPTCHA verification. We're not going to do that, but if you are someone who is implementing this feature on the client side, I would encourage you to do that. This will prevent unwanted, robotic kind of hack to your system. So default case origin web. So if you wanted to make it to phone or email, but it's preferred to keep it to web for now. Default response template. What happens is that this is a response that gets sent to a client once they log in the case, right? Cool. So if you wanted to hide information, right, in the notification email sent, you can do that, and then you can put email signature, right? So that's all we're gonna do. Because this configuration is pretty basic, nothing fancy here. So you can click on save, right? And then we need to go to web to case. This is where you will be generating an HTML kind of response. And then if you have a website, right, you will probably give to your developer who maintains a website, or even if you're a developer, you need to embed this HTML to your web page, right? So that, or create a content section in your web page where something like a case creation, and then embed this HTML there. And then you can, so that the customer, when they log into your website, right, which is your client-facing portal, whatever you call it, they can log in their case from there instead of logging into the Salesforce, right? Because at times, if they have an access, that's fine. If most of the times they don't, so you can't really force them to log into your Salesforce, right? So you need to go to this route. That's one of the routes, right? Okay. All right. So go here, and then what are the fields if you wanted to see on your web page? So these are the default field. You can see them, right? So you can add more if you wanted to add more, like case priority, case reason, whatever you wanted to add. But I'll stick to the default. So if you don't want any options, you can move back this option to left hand side. But if you think that these fields are incomplete, you can always add more fields. It depends upon what your customer is looking for and what your business requirement is all about, right? Sometimes you will like customers to capture more information, right? Sometimes you wanted to capture the case reason or priority, right? So it's all depends on your business requirement, right? So we're gonna stick to the very the basic stuff here. We're not gonna do anything. So enter URL, right? So once the customer submits the case, right, through your website, you want them to redirect to probably to your main web page or anywhere else. In my case, what I'm gonna do google.com because because I'm not using the web page. I'm not embedding this HTML to any of the web pages. It's just demonstration, right? Include reCAPTCHA for demo purpose. I'm gonna turn this off, but I will highly encourage it if you're developing it in your. If you are going to embed it in your web page, please check this option, right? You need to make sure that this option is implemented. Okay, now we're going to do generate here. So this is the HTML kind of HTML tags, HTML code, which will be generated automatically by Salesforce. So now if you're a developer, you can take this and embed it in your web page, right? If not, you get to your developer, ask him or her to embed it, right? Okay, and then click finish, right? Now, what I've done for the demo purpose, I'll copy pasted that and to Notepad, right? And renamed it to case.html file, right? And I open it here. Now you might wonder, right, this is an ugly looking page. Yeah, I understand that. I haven't used any CSS or I haven't used any other stuff here, right? So this is just a very basic minimum HTML layout code. So that's why I said you need to embed this code in your web page and tidy it up whatever you're supposed to do. Okay, so the contact name, we're going to put Tim Bar. I don't know if there's someone called Tim Bar, test@gmail.com. Phone, blah, 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 blah. Subject, test. This is just a test case, right? Test 1111, and this is a test 111, right? So you watch the behavior here. I'll click on submit. It will take you to google.com, right? Because if you remember, I put the reroute web page after you click on submit is Google. So you need to do something like this if you're doing it to route it to your own web page, right? Or whatever the page you wanted to route it to in your web page, in your website, right? Cool. So we have done this. Now let's verify if the cases has been really created or not, right? So what we do, we go to here. So we go back to cases, okay, and let's look at all open cases. And so there's no client called Tim whatever. So this is a test 111, right? So this is what I have created, right? Description test 111 just now created, right? Don't worry about the time because I'm in New Zealand time, so this must be set to US time, I presume. Yeah, because it's 25th, right? It's 26th of morning, 9 a.m. in New Zealand. It's 2 p.m., so it's probably set to United States time, so whichever time zone it is. I haven't looked at the time zone, sorry. So, okay, so the case has been created, right? Nice and easy. So user don't have to log into your Salesforce. The case got created. Fantastic, right? Now, another thing you can also do, you can link your case from email, right? I'm going to show you where to configure that, but I'm not going to go detail into that because I don't want to configure that in my machine here, right? So on this org, what I meant. So go to setup here, right? Using this gearcog icon. Go to service setup, not the regular setup. Go to service setup. So we have something called connect your support email. So you can go here and get out of your inbox, follow the instruction, go start. You can put an email address, whatever you want it. So test@gmail.com. You need to make sure that you put the right email address, right? I'm just giving you just for the sake of demonstration. So choose the Gmail. If you wanted to have something else, you can choose something else. So we stick to Gmail. So service queue, so support email, queue. If you have a queue, I put the service queue, case origin email. Keep the default option, click next. So it will send you an email to your inbox. So that's why I said you need to provide a valid email address and click on next. Right, and then email address has not been verified, so that's why you need to verify it. So I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you to this trailhead page, right? Create digital engagement on multiple channel. So if you wanted to set that up, right, so you can follow this instruction here, like you see. We went to this service setup here, right, and then connect your support email. And then we have, the start option as shown here before. In this case, they used other, but you can always use Gmail, so it depends, right? So you can put your support email address. So you need to contact your IT department. They will give you the information about this if you wanted to know. If you're not sure how to do that, this is it's very basic. It's very, very, very. You don't even have to contact your IT department, right? I mean, if you're a functional consultant, you should be able to do that. It's just easy peasy stuff, right? So follow the instruction here and click on email change, continue, and click next, click next. So right, so this is pretty much you have to do, and then you are all set to go. And we already talked about the web form services, right? So this is a very short lecture. This is what I wanted to do today, right? So that marks the end of our Service Cloud for Lightning experience. So we talked about all of this section here. And now we're going to talk about, in our next lecture, the leads and opportunities for Lightning experience. So this is what we're going to cover whenever we cover next time. So create and convert leads, work your opportunity, sell as a team, split the credit, visualize success with Path and Kanban. Pretty nice, exciting stuff. Stay tuned. Probably going to cover today or tomorrow, right? So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. Thank you so much for watching my lecture today. If you haven't subscribed, if you're interested in subscribe, please subscribe, right? Because I'm gonna, my main intention is to get everyone certified. At the same time, get everyone upskilled with the Salesforce stuff, right? Because it's not my intention to just help you pass the certification. That's just one part of it, right? What I wanted to do is that to help everyone learn Salesforce, together, and enjoy the experience at the same time, and so that you can feel confident and can do more innovative stuff on Salesforce, right? It's a great platform, right? Cool. That's all I wanted to talk about. So greetings and adios from New Zealand. Take care. Bye-bye.